Welcome back to Trading the Market. In today's video, we're going to look at a TTM original. This one's called the 2 in the pink strategy. Now you might be thinking, 2 in the pink? Oh my god, what the hell have I clicked on here? Don't worry, calm down. This is not one of my dad's old VHS tapes. Although if that is your thing, then don't worry, there is a link in the video description and these are available to buy. But unfortunately, we do not supply the VHS player. But I digress. Now, before we jump into the filters for this strategy, let me explain what the strategy is. In essence, we are going to be placing multiple lay trades within the second half, but this is all goal dependent, as I will explain very shortly. Ideally, we need as many goals as possible in the second half. To begin with, we will lay the halftime correct score, but with this strategy, we're going to use the over and under goals market instead of the correct score markets. The reason for this is, once the first goal of the second half is scored, we will use the profit from that trade to then place 2 further trades. So using the over and under goals market, we lay the next goal market at half time. So let's say the half-time score is 0-0. We would then lay the under 0.5 goals market at half time. With this initial lay bet, we are in essence saying this match will not finish 0-0 at full time. So let's use a hypothetical lay stake of £100. Upon a goal being scored, we then take that profit and use it on the next 2 goal markets. Using only the profit from the initial £100 trade, we take 75% of the profit and place it on the 1.5 goals market, and with the remaining 25%, we place this on the 2.5 goals market. So this would equate to a £75 lay bet on the under 1.5 goals market and a £25 lay bet on the under 2.5 goals market. And now we wait for the second goal. Once the second goal is in the bag, we then take 50% of that profit from the 1.5 goals market and place this as another lay bet on the under 3.5 goals market. And then now we wait for the third goal. And when the third goal arrives, we take 50% of the profit from the 2.5 goals market and place another lay bet on the under 4.5 goals market, and so on. And we will stop placing lay trades once we hit the 80th minute. If your first goal comes in the 83rd minute, then just take the green. We have tested and tested this, and this is the optimal time to stop placing lay trades. Now, going off the example I've just given, this video should be called 5 in the pink, but we always start with the 2 and let the market see how far we can go. Now, before getting into some live examples, let's first take a look at the filters and backtest using these filters. The filters I have set up on Sports IQ are looking for goals. If we start off looking for 1 goal, we break even, then this is where we need to start. The filters I have selected are GP for games played, and as a standard, we are setting this to 8 to give us enough information to make the filter relevant. I have then selected half and second half 0.5 plus, which indicates we are looking at the second half and over 0.5 goals. I have then selected venue. This will be looking at the home games at home and the away team's games when they are playing away. I have selected greater than 80%. I am going to do the same for the next line, but select the average and again select greater than 80%. The next filter we're going to look at is form, and we're going to select HVA, which is showing the ability and strength difference between the 2 teams. I have again selected greater than and used the one with the brackets around it. This indicates an absolute number, as this number can be a negative or a positive depending if it's for the home team or the away team. By using an absolute number, we are setting it to how far past 0 we want it to be. I have selected this to be greater than 7, which is looking for a game with a stronger team in it. The last filter I'm going to use is goal edge, which is in the form selection and is looking for games with goals. I recommend this to be set below 3.5, and again, we have this set as an absolute value, so it will look at both home and away, and that's it. Simple. Now let's take a look at the backtesting on Sports IQ using these filters I have just mentioned. As you can see, this filter has a success rate of 88.44%, and with a total of 900 games to trade, this gave us 796 successes and 104 failures. Now let's break down the results. This strategy is built around leveraging the momentum of 1 goal to maximise our profit potential. So here's how it works. When laying at odds between 3.0 and 8.0 at half time, looking for a single goal to break even. When that goal comes, and before the 80th minute, instead of banking the profit, we reinvest it strategically into 2 further trades. The profit from the first trade is split into 75% and 25% portions for 2 additional lay trades. This allows us to capitalise on even more goals that follow the first goal and maximise our return. Now, when we examine the results, the profitability trends at different odds are clear. At 3.0 lay odds, the net profit after commission is a standout £5,720 and 80 pence, with a fantastic ROI of 63.5%. The lower the odds, the lower our liability per trade, which is crucial for managing risk effectively in a progressive strategy like this one. As we move to higher odds, 4.0, 5.0, 6.0, 7.0 and finally 8.0, we see a significant drop in profitability and ROI. For example, at 8.0 lay odds, the net profit is just £520 and 80 pence, with an ROI of 5.79%, despite maintaining the same success rate of 88.44%. The reason is simple: higher odds mean higher liabilities, and failures at these levels eat away at profits much more aggressively. What's important to note here is that with this strategy, the first goal is pivotal, not only to break even, but to set up the 2 subsequent trades. The lower the odds on the initial lay, the better your position to absorb potential losses while amplifying the profit potential of follow-up trades. So what is the takeaway in the 2 in the pink strategy? We need to focus on matches where the initial lay odds are as low as you can get them, around 3.0 to 5.0 at half time, as this reduces your liability while giving you the flexibility to reinvest profit strategically. It's aggressive, but when executed correctly, it's a great way to turn a small initial edge into a bigger win. So just remember, discipline is always the key in any trading strategy. So just before I show this strategy in action, here are some results I collected trading 45 random football matches on the simulator. Even without the filters, these results really highlight why this strategy is so effective. In 45 matches, we ended up with a total profit of £3,112 and 20 pence, which shows how consistent and reliable this approach can be. The beauty of the 2 in the pink is that it's designed to thrive in real-world scenarios, where late goals often decide matches. Even when a game doesn't go to plan, the risk is well managed, and the occasional losses are more than balanced out by the big wins. One of the standout features of this strategy is how just 1 goal in the second half can secure a break-even or even turn a small profit. But where it really shines is when those additional goals come in. We're talking about multiplying profits significantly. With a success rate of over 85%, this isn't just a strategy for small wins. It's one designed to steadily build your trading bank while keeping losses under control. This test is another reminder of how important it is to stick to the filters and follow the process. The 2 in the pink strategy isn't just about hoping for goals. It's about using calculated trades and disciplined management to make your money work harder. Trust the system, and over time, you'll see the results. So now that we've got all that out of the way, this strategy is going to be easy to follow when you've seen it played out in the sim. So let me head over to the football simulator. So the first match we have on the sim is Tottenham versus Watford. I'll bump the time up to 45 minutes and place a lay bet on the next goal market. With a stake of £100, I'll lay under 1.5 goals at 6.6. Now let's play out the second half and see where we end up. Oh, and there's the goal. It's now 1-1. But as you can see, if I click this back, the goal came on the 86th minute, and this is past the 80th minute point. So in this match, we take our £100 profit and move on to the next one. So in this next match, we've got AC Milan versus Lazio. So let's bump it up to half time. The score's 1-0, and we'll use a £100 lay stake again, laying at odds of 5.5, and let's see how we get on in this one. And there we have the goal. So now let's use our £100 profit. We'll move on to the next 2 goal markets. We'll split our stake 75-25, but instead of placing our lay as a stake, let's change it to liability. So this will give us £75 liability and £25 liability. And then we're only using our £100 profit. So let's see how we get on. So as you can see in this one, no further goals were scored, and we end the match with a scratch. Right, on to the next one. We have Trabzonspor versus Goaltep. Let's move the timer up to the 45-minute mark. This gives a 1-0 lead to Goaltep, and we're going to lay under 1.5 goals for a £100 stake at odds of 5.2. So let's see how we get on in this one. And would you believe it, no further goals. Not doing very well here, James. Come on, lad. We take the full loss. On to the next one. So next up we have FC Tokyo versus that team. I presume that's said Oita. We'll just call them. Let's bump the timer up to half time, and it's still 0-0. So we're going to lay under 0.5 goals at odds of 4.4 with a £100 stake. And let's see how we get on. So there's our goal. So I'm able to use the £100 stake on the next 2 goal markets. And remember to click liability and not stake. So we're going to use £75 liability on the under 1.5 goals and £25 liability on the under 2.5 goals. And let's crack on. So now we're in business. Now there's the second goal. So now we'll take the profit from the under 1.5 goals market and use 50% on the under 3.5 goals. So we've got £28 odd to play with. Let's call it £14. So remember, again, we'll click liability and we'll stake £14 liability. Come on then, give us a goal. Oh, and as you can see, I'm jumping ahead in 5-minute segments, and now we have 2 goals. I shouldn't really see the second goal, but let's nudge it back. And yes, we are in the 82nd minute, but because I'm on the simulator and I do want to show you what would happen, let's carry on, yeah? So in this scenario, we'll now take 50% of the profit from the under 2.5 market, which is £48, and we'll place £24 liability on the under 4.5 market. Now the beauty of this is we already know there's a second goal, so we can see what our profit would be. So let's nudge it forward once again, and boom, there's another goal. So now we're past the 80th minute, we wouldn't have placed any more trades, and that gave us a profit of £558. Bloody boom. So the 2 in the pink strategy is, quite frankly, an absolute game changer for building a trading bank. It's aggressive, it's calculated, and it's designed for traders who are serious about compounding their profits over time. So let's start with why this strategy works so well. At its core, it's simple. 1 goal in the second half breaks you even. That's it. You're not relying on multiple events or chasing the game. 1 goal is all you need to neutralise your risk. Then it gets even better. After the 80th minute, we don't place any further trades. A single lay win after this point locks in the profit, as after the 80th minute, we don't place any further trades. This is not just a strategy, it's a structured, disciplined approach that minimises risk while maximising potential gains. Now let's talk about the numbers. The filters and strike rate alone are solid enough to use the lay the halftime correct score strategy as a standalone system. With an 88.44% strike rate and well optimised entry points, this is a profitable approach on its own. But why stop there when we can go further? This strategy takes it to another level by reinvesting the profit from the first trade into 2 carefully calculated lay trades, using a 75-25 split. It's a brilliant way to multiply returns while still operating with a structured, disciplined framework. So here's what sets this apart and why you won't hear this from other channels. This isn't guesswork. This is a proven data-backed strategy that professional traders like me have spent years refining. I'm sharing this with you because I know the power it has to transform how you trade. Whether you're building a bank or looking for a high-edge strategy to add to your arsenal, this one ticks all the boxes. So if you're ready to start thinking like a pro trader and acting like one, this is a strategy for you. Remember, trading is all about preparation, discipline and execution. And Trading the Market is here to help you succeed. Not with vague ideas, but with actionable strategies that you can use today. And this is what sets TTM apart. We don't just talk trading, we live it and we share it. So thanks for watching, and as always, if you've got questions, drop them in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of the trading insights we're sharing on the channel. I've been James, this has been the Two in the Pink, and we are all trading the market. Until next time, happy trading.